we were talking. We had an idea. Thank you, thank you. We were discussing, what games to run in the future, what stories to tell, what stories could we follow, and Huddy mentioned something. I kind of backed up the joke. I said something we forgot about it. Something about, oh, I'll just run a game for you while you run a game for me. Um, and then I was sitting at work and it dawned on me, why not try that? And rest assured, we're not certain there's an end goal to any of this, but we're gonna do it, and that's gonna be a good time in itself, I suppose. So no, anyway, we want to go ahead and get started. We both know everything a keeper should know, and of course, we may go ahead and elaborate to you all as well, because it's not so much about the destination. This is the haunting, after all. This is the OG Chaosium story with Call of Cthulhu that, of course, is a great starter. I recommend it to anyone. You can find it at chaosium.com. A fantastic starter. It goes into very good detail about how to operate with improv scenarios, how to treat skill rolls, things like that. And it's a great, I mean, it covers just about anything you could think of, outside, of course, special circumstances that only you could generate in your very own stories that it might lead you to telling. So, with that in
And
mind,
real quick,
yeah.
Matt, you and I have a history with this specific storyline, The Haunting. You and I have, this is not our first time playing this mission. It's been a while, but last time me and Matt played this, of course, our keeper of arcane lore was our very own London Carlisle. And Matt and I decided to really just kind of fool around the entire time, and we ended up burning down the Corbett house, which you will hear about in the next few minutes.
Yes, very much so. So, with that in mind, give me one moment here. All right. There we are. So, with that in mind, yes, we may have in the past burnt down, attempted to, and London can elaborate, of course, he was keeping at the time, can elaborate on whether or not that actually succeeded. But of course, if we leave that to the ether, that is plenty good there as well. So as you can see, we have a timer on screen. We also have a little viewport so you can see what rolls we're rolling through Roll20, of course, which utilizes the 7th edition, I believe, yeah, of course, for Call of Cthulhu here for character creation. So we're going to utilize just that as we get started. So we're going to go ahead and flip a coin, which I'm going to treat as rolling a D100. So I'm going to let you call. Do you want 1 through 49 or 50 through 100?
I'll take 50 through 100.
All right. And we're going to go ahead and start off with that roll there. All right. We didn't actually decide who was going to be doing what. So I'm gonna assume that means we get the power of choice. Oh, before we forget, sorry, there's a lot of moving parts here. A Ghost of Eli in chat. Thank you once again for joining us, and thank you for running tech there at the beginning there. You were also the first to mention anything in chat. So our character is a 36-year-old white male who is a private investigator, and we're hoping you could help us with a name. Any name at all. Of course, we're both playing this character. It's going to be interesting as they're probably it's going to seem like they have two different personalities because they will. So what's his name? You got one for us? We'll give him a second there to let us know what we're working with. But of course, this is actually, I believe, the first pre-generated provided character with the haunting. Donahue, I like it.
Donahue.
All right. That's a solid name. I like that.
Like North Donahue.
From a place at a school
that you and I attended to.
At one point.
Attended to.
And there's no first or second part of it. It's just Donahue.
Donahue.
I like it.
I like it.
I like
it.
All right.
Short
Donahue. We've met Donahue. Donahue has hair on their head. And it is... Buddy, help me out here.
All right. So, well, first of all, right. You won the roll, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to let you choose. Do you want to be keeper first, or do you want to be Donahue?
Hmm. Did you at all prepare an intro? I'm not saying if I
Um,
did or did not. I'm asking you.
oh, I can prepare it in 5 seconds. So I mean,
I
it's
like
up to
that.
you.
Hmm. We'll both work on it. How about that?
Okay.
I'll kick it off as keeper. We'll both introduce it. How about that?
Okay. Excellent.
Okay. All right. Donahue. Donahue is an individual, and they're 36, and they go by the pronouns of he, him, and Donahue's ready to go. Donahue's sitting in their PI office, their private investigator office. The year is something 1920s. There's a, I don't know. It's one of those, right? All right. So, no. Pulling up our content here, of course, because I need to refresh a little bit. Sitting in this private investigator office is, of course, Donahue. There, he is leaned over a desk, scribbling away at some paperwork there. And in walks a landlord by the name of Mr. Knott. He sits down at this desk. It's a nice, very nice brown oak wood desk. It's a small office, but there's a little fan blowing from the top of a filing cabinet at Donahue. And Mr. Knott sits down in front of him. Are you Donahue?
Yes, I am Donahue.
Before we begin, I'm going to stop you right there, Donahue. Stay in character. Every 15 minutes, this is for you, chat, keep in mind, and this is for us as well. Every 15 minutes, it's a hard swap. We go straight from character, we go straight into keeper, from keeper, we go straight into player. We go straight into character.
Whew, you got me sweating.
Me too. All right, here we go. Ready? And start. I need your help.
Help with what?
Well, I have a house, right? I tend to rent it out. The last couple that stayed there, the Macario family, it's tragic. I'm telling you, it's tragic. They left and right, they started informing me of
Hey, 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 hey,
supernatural
hey.
almost.
Take a breath. Take a breath. It's the middle of the day. Here, let me help you out. And Donahue's going to get up from his desk and go over to this small table where he has a nice decanter of whiskey, which he's going to pour 2 glasses, 2 fingers full in each, and hand you one of them. And then he's going to sit on the edge of his desk, take a sip, pull out a stogie out of his jacket, and begin to light it. Now, let's start over. Who are you?
Oh, my name is Mr. Knott. I am a landlord, and I supervise and rent out the house formerly known as the Corbett House. It has had mysterious, should I say, happenings with the current, well, I apologize, tragically former tenants, the Macario family. Um, I can't seem to have anyone rent out this house from me because of all of uh, the belief in the supernatural happening there, and I need someone to go in, figure it out.
I'm so sorry. You said supernatural. Listen, I'm a private investigator, not a priest. So you will have to excuse me. I don't really take cases with the supernatural.
I don't. And you see him sit up a little bit after that second sip of the whiskey that was offered. I don't believe in this supernatural nonsense. I believe it's kids running amok or criminals that decided to try to make the place their own. I've recently acquired the place, sure, and the Macario family were great tenants, but after their passing, no one's taking it. And I knew of the history of the Corbett house, but I thought with this new leaf I'm turning, it might help generate some sort of cash flow for me. That's what I need your help. I need to see if there's any kids running amok, any criminals deciding to have their say in the matter. Can you help with that?
Well, first, friend, you said that this is supernatural, but now you're alluding to it maybe children or thugs.
I suppose I say children just for the sake of making it easier. I don't believe it'd be children.
Tell me, what happened to this Marchio family?
The Macario family.
Macario.
I'm not comfortable discussing specifics. But they have since passed away. All of their, well, not all, but many of their belongings are still in the house. Whether or not criminals from inside or outside the house where they're undoing, that's where I ask for your assistance. The police made it an open and shut case with hardly any sort of solution.
The Macario family. You have no idea on how they passed? The whole family. How many of them are there, or were there?
Well, of course, there's Mr. and Mrs. Macario. We're gonna break here for a second.
Why?
Because I got all the details after that. I didn't get the basic ones. Oh. Okay. and their two young boys. They had two young, the Macario boys. They would play outside the house. I know. Well, Mrs. Macario. I should say they're not exactly. They're past in their own right. They are relocated. They're two boys, of course. Sent away. Baltimore, I believe.
So the two boys are fine,
Yes.
but the parents are gone.
In their own right.
Tragic. My condolences to the family.
Well, dead or not, their minds had them sent. The minds had them sent to a hospital.
I'm sorry, you're listen, I'm trying to wrap my head around this case for you.
They lost their mind.
Again.
They're at the Roxbury Sanitarium. The one you might be familiar with out near Boston.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the sanitarium. I've had to go there a few times.
Last I had a chance to speak to them, they weren't making sense of any of it.
You said that you spoke with them?
Briefly, when I was alerted by authorities of their necessary vacating of the house. Listen, I don't know exactly what's going on. That's why I'm here. I don't believe it to be something supernatural, but it is mysterious, and I just need your assistance so I can pay you per day, and I can pay you in advance now.
How much?
I don't have much, but I know without much information to go off of, I can offer a bit more than I'd like at $20 per day, and $20 up front.
I'll take it. But I'm going to need a little bit more information. I need to know when you purchased this home and I guess I can go to the local library, perhaps, and find some more documents on how old this house is, if you don't know how old.
It doesn't matter when I purchased it. The rumors were there when I did. The library will help, and the paper, the Boston Globe, they can help.
The Boston Globe and the library. Is there anything else that would perhaps further this investigation?
The Hall of Records, they tend to keep past information on file. The paper is a bit of a hit and miss. I mean, they are the paper after all. Whether or not they're accurate, they do tell stories, and of course I've seen the headlines about the Corbett House. But they might be able to assist. But the Hall of Records and the Central Library, they can help. Now, I have a couple of other units to check on. Take this. He slides over the $20 upfront cash in advance. And find me when you can, when you have any sort of information.
And where can I find you exactly?
Shall we set another appointment? I can return.
Sure. Let's see. Today's Thursday. I assume this may take a whole day. Let's perhaps maybe book it next Monday. Same time. It is 3 o'clock,
yeah.
3 p.m. Eastern time. So 3 p.m. Monday. How about that?
3 p.m. Monday. I will be here.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. And what was your name again?
Mr. Knott.
Yeah. Donahue. I'll be
You.
taking your case now.
Thank you, Donahue. And do you, have, by chance, have a... Is it Mr. Donahue or Donahue... Donahue...
It's just Donahue.
Okay. Monday. And you see him dart out the door. Now, you have 3 locations that were provided to you. You have, of course, the Boston Globe, the paper, the Central Library, and the Hall of Records. You scroll down. It is 3 p.m. on this Thursday, as we've established, which I totally knew when you were talking about. And you now have a new case.
Excellent. All right, let me see.
There's always one big detail I missed, and that was...
I know.
the amount of members of the Macario family. All right. And what happened to him, apparently.
the Mercutio family.
the Marquito family. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, and for anybody interested in playing The Haunting, so as a player, you would be given the first handout. And
yes.
do you want to read the first handout, or would you like me to read the first handout?
Go
Matt?
for it.
A landlord, Mr. Knott, asks you to examine an old house in central Boston known as the Corbett House. The former tenants, the Macario family, were involved in a tragedy, and the owner wishes to understand the mysterious happening at the house and set matters straight. Mr. Knott has been unable to rent the house and since the tragedy and hopes that you can clear things up and restore its good name. He offers to pay you time for your time and trouble. $20 per day. The landlord gives you the keys, the address, and $20 in cash in advance. So I assume that you've given me the keys. Knowing your job, my job, you'll want to conduct some research before you head to the house. You could check out the old newspaper articles at the offices of the Boston Globe, or head to the Central Library, or go to the Hall of Records.
Precisely.
Sweet.
All right, so that's exactly what we're doing here. This is almost like turning into a 2-man tutorial, but we're of course going to avoid that. In the case of course, as a character, where we're using what little bit of talent we have, of course, to what is the element of disbelief there? The we were thinking about that last night. I think there's a proper title, but I know I'm eating away at time here. But yeah, we're embracing the character, of course. The lack of knowledge. All right, you're up. So you do have 3 locations to head to.
Um,
Or 4, depending on how you feel about pub.
Donahue looks down at the notepad that he's been scribbling down and jotting down notes from Mr. Knotts, who has just left the private investigator's main office. He's looking over the notes and decides that his best opportunity at maybe solving this case first is traveling to the Globe, which is the Boston Globe, a news outlet that perhaps they may have some old newspaper clippings, old newspapers, some documents that may show where and what happened to the Corbett house.
Exactly that. So Donahue's going to be walking up. Now, does Donahue have any knowledge of anyone in the, that he's worked with prior in the Boston Globe? Any names that he might recognize? Maybe just a friend?
Yeah, give me, let's do the first roll of the night,
shall we? Been a lot of setup. All right.
Yeah, for the first roll of the night, give me a credit rating roll.
Okay.
And let's see.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you right now.
That was close. 20. That was very close.
Yeah, it's honestly not that bad. All right.
No, you do not know. You can't recall anybody that you've met before who may work with the Boston Globe. I keep looking over because I'm afraid that I'm going to say the Golden Globe. Or the Daily Globe.
You do keep looking at your Golden Globe? Like you keep looking at, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
The Boston Globe. It's right over here.
All right, so he might know like John the janitor. He does recall the that individual, but like you said, yeah, Donahue does not know anyone. So yeah, we're gonna walk into the front desk. I believe that they have, if that's the case. We're just walking in. You take it away.
Oh yeah. Well, you leave your private investigation office and you head through the busy streets of Boston as it begins to set on 4 p.m. Eastern time, where many individuals begin to leave work early, as most people do these days, and even back then. And the streets become a little packed and crowded with cars as you begin to cross the street. Perhaps the theme music to the Untouchables begins to play, a booming, orchestra as you are crossing. As the camera pans back out, showing how big the city street is. You see some kids playing hopscotch on the side of the road or in the sidewalk. You see street vendors. You see, and you actually smell a flavorful cake coming from a local bakery as you are just going down the street. Can you give me a natural world roll?
Yeah.
Or natural world roll.
Okay, I feel like you know this character. Because that is a 10.
A 10.
I have
still
failed.
Very close. 12 points off.
Now, we can, of course, one of the rules is you can use luck to bring that back down. But at 12 points of luck, that's a hefty spin, and I'm not going to do that to you this early in the game.
Yeah.
Because you're going to feel the impact after this 15 minutes is up. So, all right. That's a fail.
So, Donahue, even though living most all of his life in Boston, he accidentally takes a wrong corner and goes down 2 blocks further than he should have gone. He went in an opposite direction. He realizes his mistake and turns back around and heads the correct direction to the Boston Globe. Meanwhile, about 10 minutes later, you arrive at the Boston Globe. You begin to approach the steps. You look up, and it does have a globe on a rotating spiral that, it kind of mimics the Daily Bugle or whatever the one is from DC. Is it the Daily Globe, I guess?
Something like that. Can Donahue touch the globe?
No. You would have to be at least over 12 foot tall. So
can Donahue jump to try to touch it?
You can give me a jump roll if you wish.
Okay, I'll give him 1 moment.
It needs to be a hard success, though.
Hard success. Done. Ah! Okay. Close.
It was not a hard success, but very close. You
Hmm.
jump and you're able to not hit the globe, but you're able to hit the kind of
Ugh.
roof ceiling, that the awning that leads into the main entrance to the Boston Globe. You're able to hit that, and as you hit that, there's kind of a bellhop out in front. And he kind of looks at you like, "Huh?
And can we sway very confidently into the Boston Globe here?
Yes, you may."
All right, talking to the first person who seems that they might have information.
As you walk into the Boston Globe, you will notice a very young, beautiful woman behind the desk. She does have curly hair kind of done up, and she's just talking on. Well, I guess they wouldn't have really
Cell phone,
phones
yeah.
back
The
then. Yeah,
iPhone 4, I
she's
think, was
chatting on her cell
1920s.
phone. She was taking notes. Her boss, about 5 minutes early, had just come through and given her some things to do tomorrow. We are approaching 5 o'clock, so it's about time for everybody to be leaving the office for the day.
Hi there.
Oh, hello. We're about to be closed. Perhaps you can come back tomorrow.
Well, emphasis on the about to be. I need your help, and I think you can help me out.
I'm sorry, but do you have a reservation? Are you here meeting somebody? This is the Boston Globe. We are quite busy with the news around here.
I do, actually. And just to confirm here with my notes, yes, I have a meeting with the most beautiful woman in the world. Right here, at this time.
Yeah, give me a charm roll,
Okay.
please.
Alright. Oh my gosh. 74 versus 15 failure.
74 versus 15, not going to cut it. Thank you. That's very kind of you, but we are closing shortly. So
Okay, listen. I'll cut it out. I need some assistance. I'm a private investigator, you see. I actually am dealing with very important matters. You are familiar with the Corbett House?
The Corbett House.
The
No,
haunted Corbett House.
no.
The Macario. Does that ring a bell? The one article that was posted by your newspaper.
Yes, I do recall the Macario family, and the strange incidents that's happened with that family. But
Yes, exactly. That is what I'm here to figure out. No one, not even the police, are brave enough to get close to what really happened, like me. That was a weird sentence.
Sir, I don't know what you're trying to get at, but whatever you
Ghosts.
need, you're here about Ghost. You're here at the Boston Globe
They might have had a hand in it.
about Ghost.
You never know.
Oh, and what is your what do you plan to do here at the Boston Globe about these ghosts?
I just need material, text, simply. Nothing else, nothing more. Do you have maybe? I'm not certain what work you do here, but if you can't, do you know someone who can point me in the direction of archived information?
Actually, yes. Let me go grab my boss real quick, and he can help you. I actually have an appointment with somebody for dinner tonight, so let me go get my boss, Artie Wilmot. So I'll be right back.
Oh,
You see
okay.
her get up behind her desk, and she quickly leaves the scene as she tries to grab her boss, Artie Wilmot. You see this guy come out. He does have graying hair, but he does still have a nice full coverage of hair on top of his head. He's about 6'1", physically built. You could probably guess that perhaps he did serve in the Great War. He comes out and says, "What's going on here? I'm Artie Wilmot. My assistant has told me that you're talking nonsense about Ghost."
We're going for a fast talk here, Keeper. Hi, yes, sir. I actually need some assistance. I'm figuring out on behalf of a landlord and perhaps even authorities information regarding specifically the Macario family that you might have done a piece on, and therefore, of course, any potential happenings that might have occurred there, be it murder or mysterious supernatural instances.
And with that success, so let me get this straight. All you need is some evidence of the Macario family. They're mixed up with some ghosts. That's all you need.
Precisely, yes, sir. You seem to know what you're talking about.
All right, follow me. Listen, we close in about 30 minutes. So
I'll be quick.
You'll need to be quick, all right?
Yes.
Come with me. As you make your way through the Boston Globe, you start going through hallways, and he opens a door as you start going down kind of a narrow corridor that is dimly lit. Another door is at the end of this corridor as he opens it, and you are greeted again with another desk. This desk, this time, is a little bit smaller than the big desk that Artie Wilmot's assistant was sitting behind. Behind this desk is another woman, and this woman is a lot older. She seems to live kind of in this area most of her days before she goes home. And you can tell that she's squinting because she doesn't really see the light of day in this this room. This lady, as Artie Wilmot introduces you to, if I can find her name real quick.
Yeah, it's crazy. Donahue might know the name too. It's one name.
I got it. Ruth Blake.
Ruth.
This is Ruth Blake. Ruth, can you show a private investigator here the morgue, please? Yes. Come with me, sweetie. I'll show you.
Oh, yes, of course. Great. Lead the way.
Yes, I'll take you down to the morgue. Come on, follow me. As you begin to head down a flight of stairs, now you're going to go about 2 stories down. And before you start descending, you turn around and you see Artie Wilmot head out. It's the last time you see Artie Wilmot. As you begin to descend down the flight of stairs, she is moving at a slower pace than you, so it is your choice whether or not you wish to go past her or stay behind her and let her guide you.
Can Donahue kind of get an idea of what kind of combat capability this elderly individual has?
Yeah, sure. You can give me let's see. Give me just give me let's do a spot hidden.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
You do notice that she does have kind of a limp. So you kind of assume that there really is not a good chance for any fighting on her part.
Hey Ruth, tell me, what is it you find most exciting in life in terms of your hobbies? Is it baking? Do you enjoy baking, or perhaps do you enjoy maybe yelling at the children from your front porch?
Oh no, I don't do anything like that at
Boom.
all.
All right, swap it over.
Well, I really quite enjoy the children running up and down.
At this point, Ruth turns and is facing straight at you. She is like hand on both handrails, just looking right at you, engaged fully in this conversation going down these stairs.
It's quite you know how kids can be. They run by, they laugh, and it sounds like a scream. They're constantly screaming. Do you know what that's like?
Yeah, I do have a group of kids that like to play out in front of my office sometimes that they do make quite a disturbance, if I may be so bold.
Exactly. I'm glad finally someone agrees with me. Auntie just waves me off. I keep thinking he's setting those appointments with his secretary.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part. What about the appointments with the secretary?
Doesn't matter. Well, what exactly were we doing?
Yeah, so I think your boss, Artie Wilmot, was explaining to me that perhaps you can help me. He was saying that you were going to show me to the morgue. I don't know what that means, but I'm just looking for any evidence, maybe some old newspaper articles. I'm looking for information on the Corbett House. I don't know if you know that. Perhaps you may have been alive when the Corbett House was built.
Give me a fast talk roll real quick. Let's see.
Ooh,
Ooh.
a failure.
Well, I don't take too kindly to your... But I'm not that old. I can make it up and down these stairs, can I not?
Oh, yeah, I can definitely tell that you can make it up the backing up. Hey, so what's the morgue about?
What was it, the family, the macaroons? Who are you looking for?
The is it Macario? I keep wanting to say the Marcuscio family.
Ah, yes, the
The
macaroon
Tybalt
family.
and Marcuscio family.
Oh,
The
yes.
the microchip family.
The microdose family. All right. Right this way.
All right. Ruth does take you, of course, along to a portion where they, of course, have the proper files on hand. Give a moment, of course. Swapping keepers means catching up with where we left off. So, she points you in the right direction. You see old newspapers everywhere. Of course, there's just assortment of just old, kind of rubber banded, tied up stuff. And of course, it is by street address. But you are down here, just after that whole long debacle with the lovely woman who took you down the stairs here. You are able to find, well, in this case, it would be a handout if you were to play this normally. But what you do find, Donahue, is an unpublished story. This one is not the same one that they might have some sort of recollection about when they just briefly addressed it, but this one is a feature story, and it was never published for whatever reason. Maybe someone put a stop to it. But in 1880, a family of French immigrants moved into the house but fled after a series of violent accidents, left the parents dead and 3 children crippled. And then, of course, the house stood vacant, very similar to how it is now. In 1909, another family moved in and immediately fell prey to illnesses. In 1914, the oldest brother went mad and killed himself with a kitchen knife. And the family then moved out. You do it. In 1918, a third family, the Macarios, rented the house, but they left almost immediately under mysterious circumstances. Of course, that is in contrast to rumors you've heard in the past. And that is what you find. Those 3 descriptions. Again, 1909, family moved in, fell prey to illnesses. 1914, oldest brother killed himself with a kitchen knife. Family moved out. 1918, Macarios rented the house and left under mysterious circumstances.
Well, That is very interesting. Donahue pulls out his notepad from his jacket pocket and begins to jot down some notes. Seems as though there seems to be some underlying sicknesses that go along with the Corbett house. Now, did it give me the day that the Corbett house was built? Let's see.
No,
The oldest,
but you
the
do know
story
that,
goes,
yeah,
is 1880. So
the oldest date you got is 18. It states that in 1880. Thank you. 4
So
stories.
we
I mentioned
know-
3.
we know the Corbett house is as old or older than 1880. Ruth. Ruth.
Sir, I was filing, sir. I was filing.
Oh, it's no big deal. Do you know anything about the Corbett house?
And I know the Macarios, they were friends of mine. I heard they were a lovely family. They were making their way just like the rest of us, and up and left. I never heard a peep about them since.
So you have no idea or no knowledge, prior knowledge about the Corbett house besides the incidents that have occurred these past couple of weeks.
I know it's probably been standing quite a minute. I actually, well, I don't quite drive by anymore. When I used to live on that side of town, this was, of course, back when I first moved to, moved here. I do recall, of course, the rumors, the date all the way back to, a long time ago.
I'm going to be honest, Ruth. You're charming, but I have no idea what you just said. But I appreciate it. If you don't mind showing me back upstairs, I would probably get lost at your job.
All right, well, let's go. Believe it or not, the fire's more than what you just found, and she's walking back up the stairs. And they don't really go much further back than 1878, I believe. That was the time I recall a fire happening around there. But that's about all I might recall. Anyway.
Fire. What are you talking about?
I believe it to be 1878. You know how the mind gets when you get older, but around then, and I do recall that it was quite a tragic day. A fire sprouted. I never learned many details, but quite tragic indeed. That was some time ago.
Yes, Ruth. You gotta be more descriptive. Have you never been interrogated before?
Interrogated?
Or interviewed?
I haven't. Oh, you know what it was? The globe had a fire. I might have. I tend to dabble with the cigarettes now and then again. They say it's good for you, of course. And let's just say on an unrelated note, there was a fire at the Globe. Okay. That is the 1878 day. That is why.
So there was a fire at the Boston Globe.
Yes.
This is not the original building.
Not caused by me. Yes. So the records can only go back so far. We don't keep them off-site. But completely unrelated to my smoking habits, that fire occurred, yes.
Again, Ruth, charming as usual, but whatever you just said, I have no idea. But hey, thank you for your time. But I think I'm gonna get out of here. I need to check some other places.
She's already gone. Like she's at the top of the staircase. And, like she moved faster than you think she could.
Oh.
All right. Unless you'd like to do anything else, give me a dex roll real quick.
Okay.
Wait, is it? Yeah, it is.
Success.
All right. All
61
right.
versus 70.
Yeah, you're up those stairs. You're you handle the stairs like you've climbed stairs before. You're outside the globe, but of course they're locking up the building now. It is probably 5:15, 5:20. Ruth was nowhere to be seen. What would you like to do, player?
So we have checked the Boston Globe. I think
And to go over through all that mess I just wove for Huddy there, we have Ruth saying that there was a fire at the paper in 1878, so the records didn't go back any further than that, and of course the information that was found by Hudson earlier regarding the history of the Corbett House.
Yeah, I think Donahue is going to go to the library. He knows that the library will have at least a few articles or some books there that will predate the Corbett House, and perhaps shine a little light on the 1800s, the mid 1800s, in the Boston area.
Hmm. This is actually a question for the audience as well. Did libraries have? I guess this is kind of important. I'll stop the timer while we figure out. Did libraries have like a closing time? Do we know? I feel like that's one thing. Like back in the day, they wouldn't because they didn't have the internet and stuff, and so they just have like a nighttime library. But
No, I feel like the library would close.
probably be a little bit later, I'd bet. All right.
Perhaps.
I'll give Chad a moment if anyone might have some sort of offhand information.
Let's see. Last.
Gremlins.
Yeah, Gremlins. Hashtag Gremlins.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I mean, even though they didn't have internet, I think they still ate food way back in the 1920s and stuff, so they probably would end up going home. At least I think. All right. Time is back up.
Because nobody took food out of their house at that time.
You weren't allowed.
Nobody packed a lunch.
No. They didn't have bags in the 1920s, so there's no way. All right, we're messing around. So, you're headed to the library. We're gonna say it closes a little bit later. It's about maybe 5:20. Give me a spot hidden check real quick.
Yeah. Spot hidden. Failure.
Oh yeah, so you're walking to the library. You know exactly where it is. You're familiar with this, part of town. You know where the library is, but you completely miss pet waste that was left out in an alleyway that you're taking, and you just plant your foot firmly into it as you continue down into the to that central library. There, you're at the front doors now.
I hate people's pet parakeets. Donahue's going to try to get into the entrance of this library. Is it open?
And it is. You know this library closed probably around 7. It's about 5:20, 5:30.
Okay, I'm gonna go in.
Okay. It's much bigger on the inside. No, it's the library. It's the same library you've gone to a couple times before. Maybe it's been a minute. Of course, there might be off to the side, not as a front desk, but there's a couple, maybe an individual who was maybe cataloging or performing librarian activities. But you have the entire library at your disposal here.
Yeah. So Donahue is going to, since he's been here before, he kind of knows the layout of the library. He is going to go to the history section and try to see if there's any books or any information on the Boston area, especially around the 1850s, 1880s era. So let me give you a library use, if I may.
Of course, yes, that is what was going to be requested. Now, it does say half a day, but for the purpose of the story and because the rules are in my hands right now, each library use we're going to say is, if succeeded, an hour long, and it is about 5:30. And you made a fucking extreme success. All right, never mind.
Extreme success.
All right. I'm going to count that as 3 successes, standard, hard, and extreme, to acquire quite a bit of information. We're going to go ahead and we're approaching the hard swap. I said his hard swap is going to happen. Handout 3, this is something I'd be providing you. As you know, it's 1835, a prosperous merchant. Get ready, Huddy. Builds the house, but immediately falls ill and sells it to a Mr. Walter Corbett. Of course, the Corbett house is what you've been calling it this whole time. But in 1835, dating all the way back then, a prosperous merchant builds the house. In 1852, the second paper you find with that extreme success. In 1852, Walter Corbett is sued by their neighbors, who petitioned to force him to leave the area. I'll let you take it away.
And would Donahue get handout 5 and handout 6?
The first three successes,
First 3?
standard,
Okay.
hard.
And so
extreme.
Donahue would also get handout 5.
Correct.
Evidently, Corbett wins the lawsuit. His obituary in 1866 states that he still lived in the same place. It also states that a second lawsuit was being waged to prevent Corbett from being buried in his basement, as provided by his will. So that is the information Donahue has gathered from an hour's research here in this library. He did find a few items, a few books that gave him this information.
So, I'm holding 1835, prosperous merchant, sells it to Mr. Walter Corbett. Walter Corbett, he's sued by his neighbor. Force him to leave the area. Oh. Unauspicious demeanor. Jeez, still on my... He's wiping his shoe on the carpet. Wins the lawsuit. He still lived in the same place. Who would want to be buried in their basement? Now, that's a question. Well, I suppose I can keep looking. How's the rest of the library looking, Keeper?
It's pretty quiet and dead. I do have to ask, are you doing a southern accent for Donahue?
I did swap into a southern accent there, and I did not mean to. Compared to what I was doing 15 minutes ago.
Quite a choice.
It was. I'm gonna find.
No, it's perfectly fine. I like it.
I'm gonna find where we were 15 minutes ago. Here we are.
It's
yes.
like Sam Elliott has joined the scenario.
No, this is where we were before. Yes. I have an appointment. There we go. All right, we're back. If I can keep looking, if Donahue can keep looking, we're gonna do just that.
Yes. Please give me a library use again, but I will need a hard success.
Okay. Standard success.
You did find a few bits of information that wasn't really helpful. You did find one thing, another handout 6, of course. There was no outcome to the second lawsuit that is recorded. So you were unable to find any other records about the second lawsuit.
Donahue would like to stroll towards the front of the library. Is there anyone around?
No. Actually, give me a spot hidden.
You got it. Uh-oh. That was a failure.
97 versus 50. As you're walking, there's really not that many people around. There is a young college couple sitting at one of the long desks, doing some reading and some researching for one of the papers that they are currently writing. It has begun to become dark outside as the sun has begun to descend down the horizon, as the moon becomes lit in the night sky, as street lights begin to light up. The car lights and the street lights mixed kind of bring this nice bright shadeness in through this large glass window that's in the entrance of the library. As these shades begin to mix and come through, you do sense and notice this shadow behind you. And as Donahue quickly turns to look, there's nothing there.
You two. And he looks to the two people writing papers or skimming through books. And approaches the table. Puts his hand down. Do you know why a man would like to be buried in his basement?
No, I don't. Is this a trick question?
Not at all. I'm confused as well.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry, we are studying right now and trying to write a paper at the same time. So if you would excuse us, we only have a limited time before we have to leave here.
Yes, closing hour. Well, study up why a man might be buried in his basement. And get back to me. At my office. Until next time, friends. And he'll take off to the door.
And you kind of hear as you're walking away, you hear this college couple talking, and you hear the guy go, "What? He never told us where to meet him."
Ciao, as they say in Europe. And we're out the door. All right.
Excellent. What is your plan now? It is I believe 5:30 or 6:30.
Tell me, Keeper, what's the nightlife?
Oh, the
Like around-
nightlife around Boston at this time is quite fun. You can go to a local night pub. However, it is not technically a pub, as it is hidden, because I believe at this time we are still in the Prohibition.
I think
Let
so.
me do a quick check.
In this universe, I'd say we are. I don't know. Prohibition.
You know me and how I like to be historically accurate. Let's see.
That's true. That's true.
Prohibition in the United States. Yes, we are. It just started. Here we go. That's juicy. Okay, just started.
Oh man.
Started in January. Excellent. So yes, it is the Prohibition, and not a lot of people are allowed to drink. It's actually illegal for you, Donahue, to have that decanter of whiskey in your office. There's a couple of police officers that know about it, but they don't care because you do offer them a glass every time they come in.
Oh yeah.
Now, you do have a favorite local pub that serves the best gin and moonshine that they import from the South. Would you like to go there?
Sure. I'm
Excellent.
pretty keen on keeping myself out of the way of the law.
Excellent. You begin to, well, you hail a cab. Let's say you hail a cab to get there.
Take me to the liquor, sir.
Okay,
that's
you want
I
to
get
go
it. That's
You want to go to Patty's Pub? Excellent.
Exactly, that's the one. Thank you, friend.
All right, let's go to St. Patrick's Pub.
Wait.
As
No, continue. Sorry. Yes. Thinking.
yeah, no, I know which one. Donahue, do you not remember me?
Of course I do.
Well, you've got in my cab a couple of times. This ain't
Yes.
the first, you know.
Exactly.
Right, I'm gonna take you to Patty's, St. Patrick's Pub.
Are you sure that's the right one?
Yes. Patty's for short. Actual name's St. Patrick.
Yes. He's my favorite saint. Saint Patrick.
Excellent. All right, hold tight.
Saint of the
And
boobs.
he begins to speed off in the Boston street. You arrive about 15 minutes later due to the dinner traffic that is out and about. But you are dropped off kind of in this back alley. It's dark, it's smelly. You do see some low-life individuals exiting the door at the far end of the alleyway. You do see some rats that are kind of scrounging around and looking for scraps of food. All right, here you go. You have a good night.
Take care, buddy, and what's I don't know what for your trouble. And we're gonna slide them $1, which I think is a good amount of money.
A whole dollar. Wow. Yeah, that I appreciate that. Thank you.
You got it. Ow.
And the door closes as the cab drives off.
All right. I don't know what character, but I've turned Donahue into. All right. We're looking over both shoulders, making sure we're good, and then going up and knocking on the door. If there's a door. If it's underground.
You knock on the door, and as you knock on the door, you see the slit about eye level with you open in the door. Is that you, Donahue?
Who else but me?
The slit closes. There's a small pause of silence as you begin to hear the chains and locks begin to move behind the door. The door opens abruptly, and you see a very large 6'4" man behind it. He's covered in tattoos. He is wearing a shirt that is kind of ripped because of how freakishly large this guy is. He lets you in and said, it's good to see you, Donahue.
What is this individual's name? Does Donahue know?
This is Frank.
Oh, thank you, Frank.
Have we already used that name?
We have not. I can't be myself out there anymore, Frank. Out here, I feel I can let loose. I don't have to put on that act.
I hear you. You missed it about 30 minutes ago. I had to kick 2 guys out for fighting, but tonight's been kind of slow, other than that.
What were they fighting about?
Same old. One of them, was going on about the prohibition. The other one was telling him to shut up. It's the same old stuff that's been going on for the past year.
Well, is Margaret serving tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
She's back there.
We're gonna head back and find a seat, assuming this bartender might know what Donahue might require at Patty's Pub.
Yes. Let's see. So you come into this nice dimly lit pub. As you're walking towards the bar, you do notice a couple of pool tables, a couple of guys in large black suits, fedoras. It's probably safe to assume these guys are owned by different mafia groups. You do have the smell of whiskey and gin and moonshine in the air. And you get towards the bar, and there behind it is a gorgeous blonde woman about your age. And she turns around and goes, "Oh, Donahue, I'm glad to see you."
That makes fun of us. Why did they put that mirror behind the bar?
Behind the bar?
At
What are you talking about?
the one I'm looking into.
Oh, the mirror?
Ah,
Just so you can see yourself, I guess. Make sure your hair is combed.
I look like hammered shit. Ah,
Well, what can I get you so you don't look like that?
ah. Well, the usual. Something dark, something whiskey.
Excellent. One old fashioned coming up.
All right. We're gonna look around. I'm running out of time. We're gonna look around.
How much time do
We
you
got
have?
yeah, we're at 25 seconds total. Well, no, like we got 30 seconds left.
What?
We're looking around for someone who I haven't really spoken to before, who's not really talking to anyone else.
As you're sitting there while Margaret is making your cocktail of the night, the camera pans over to a individual in a dark outfit, a dark suit, as that individual walks from the pool table over to you and puts their hand on your back. And
Swap.
with that, we are going to take a break. How
Oh,
about that?
okay. All right. We're taking a break at an hour mark. All right. So when we come back, I will be running for the next 15 minutes. Ooh, I gotta shut the timer off. We're back.
And
Oh.
we're back.
Let me make sure we're unmuted this time. I believe we are. Perfect.
Don't you just hate that when you don't unmute yourself and your entire team and everybody's going, wow, I wonder what they're saying?
I've never had that happen.
I've had that happen multiple times. First episode of Octung, we did it.
No, no, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, we
yes.
definitely did. Yeah. All right. So we left off just now, a little while ago. I was player, you were keeper, of course. Donahue, when I was as player, looking for someone who stood out, someone that Donahue might not be familiar with, and might be kind of on their own, just with a bit of a knack for like, hey, maybe they have some offhand information. So, we're gonna go ahead and swap back to you. We got a 15-second head start, but you are player and I will be keeper, and we left off with an individual putting their hand on your shoulder. So we're gonna go ahead and in 3, 2, and 1. This hand lands on your shoulder. From a side you weren't even looking. I mean, you're looking at the bar, the patrons inside this prohibition bar, and out of nowhere, still seemingly, this hand hits your shoulder. You turn and see one of the most hard to look at individuals. It's not necessarily that they're unattractive or whatever it may be, but it's just when you look at them, your eyes tell you to look away for whatever reason. It might be out of pure just. It might be distaste. Who's to say?
Can I help you, friend?
PI.
Yeah, and so what?
The landlord came to you. Not fella.
Yeah, the landlord hired me. What is it to you?
Do you good. Stay away from that house.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. But I'm getting paid pretty good. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to have a drink and think about what I've uncovered so far. You have a good night.
Where do you think this came from?
And the hood falls off, and he has a scratch down from behind his ear, up and around, the top of his cheek. But you also notice he has no
Holy
hair.
crap, it's One-Eyed Willie.
He has no hair at the top of his head, but he has hair all around the sides, and he has about a 2-foot long ponytail, just from the hair off the back of the head and the sides, but nothing on top.
Where do you think this came from?
I don't know. Looks kind of like cat scratch fever, if I'm being honest.
Another disbeliever. You'll find death in that house.
I'm gonna find death. What do you mean by that? Is that a threat?
Warning.
All right. I'll take your warning. Have a good night.
He'll reach over and attempts to grab your drink to then leave with said drink as well. If you're not stopping, but he does that and heads out to the door, putting the hood back over his head, and shambles out. This is, of course, in Paddy's Pub, St. Patrick's Pub, in the Prohibition era. For those carries.
Yeah, I should have been a little bit more descriptive earlier, so let me switch back real quick to Keeper.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paddy's Pub was originally what it was called back in the day, before the Prohibition, but now it's called St. Patrick's Pub because Paddy's Pub is closed down.
Ah, I see. I see. You did introduce Paddy's Pub and St. Patrick's Pub, so it's
Yes.
only right. Okay, understood. That individual is now gone, and we're back to you and Margaret behind the bar. You are now drinkless and confused, I'd assume.
Margaret, I'm gonna need another one. Seems as though a very interesting fella has run off with my drink.
Oh yes, that's Samuel. Now we know how he is.
Yeah, well, you know what? Cheers to Samuel.
Hmm. And Margaret nods. And keeps
Donahue is going to stay there the remainder of the night as he looks over the documents. But he's going to try to go home later on and try to get a good night's sleep. And the next day, that Friday, is going to continue his work on the Corbett house.
Awesome, awesome. It is a new day. Give me a Constitution roll if you could.
Where did it go? There we go.
It's a new day. The sun is shining. The clouds are few but present. You step out. There's people kind of laughing amongst each other in the streets as they're walking by as you step out into it. Ooh, you are chipper.
Extreme success.
There is not even a hint of any sort of hangover or lack of sleep. You woke up ready to go. Like, this case has rejuvenated you. And you have a very good idea of, where you might find a little bit more information. And the first location that would pop into your head, especially with that extreme success, is the Hall of Records. You have a good feeling about who you're going to be speaking to. You're ready to go. But of course, it is up to you, player.
That is true. I'm going to pull a fast one on you.
Let's hear it.
He wakes up, Donahue. And Donahue feels this urge. He needs to go to the Corbett house. He needs to see this place.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He needs to see what he's dealing with.
All right. Yeah, no, that's understood. Is there anything you'd like to add to that? I'll go ahead and pick up from where you left off.
I assume that with the evidence that I've gathered so far, that I know where the Corbett house is.
Oh, yeah. No, if you didn't get it from the information Mr. Knott provided to you.
Yeah, and Knott gave me a key, correct?
He did. Let me make sure that's his name as well. Yeah, it's Mr. Knott. Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's Stephen Knott.
It is. It's funny as I knew his first name, but all right. All right, you really are pulling a fast one. So, okay. All right.
Yeah, let's get this ball rolling.
No, that's fine. I'll push back.
Enough evidence.
Okay. You do want to head to that Corbett house. There's been a bunch of evidence, and you would assume the information was given, but give me an educational real quick.
Where is my mouse? There it is.
That's good.
Education roll.
Education, yes. Okay.
Success.
You you might, maybe from history or from your findings thus far, you do know where it is, the Corbett house. It's not terribly far away. Um, it is going to be a bit of a journey by foot. You can attempt to hail a cab. I'm not even certain cabs were a thing at this point in time. I'm going to assume they were. I have no idea.
They were.
Okay, thank you. So it's up to you how you'd like to go about that.
Well, first, Donahue is going to make sure he's ready. He's going to pull his 38 revolver out.
Okay.
And check and make sure it's loaded, because he doesn't know what's going to be at this house. Perhaps there, could be some squatters, perhaps there is some sort of ghost here, or some sort of dark spiritual presence. And he just wants to be ready for whatever comes his way.
You pick it up, you click, spin that cylinder out, and it's missing around.
I'm going to go to my nightstand, open the top drawer, and there is some 38 rounds in a box.
Give me a luck roll.
Okay. Oh my gosh, can I push it?
You can push it.
I'd like to push the roll.
All right, push the luck roll. Push the luck roll.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I need to see that. Hang on. So you rolled a 95 and a 99, just shy of 100. Would you like to gain a luck point to make that 100 versus 50?
No, because
you bend over to the nightstand to pull the drawer open to find that you've misplaced your rounds, and as you're doing so, you end up having a round slip out because you forgot to close the cylinder, and it goes in between the floorboards of your house, slipping down away through one small little opening in the floor there. You're down to 4 rounds with this revolver.
Dadgummit. I've got to fix this floorboard. All right, so I'm down to how many? 4 rounds?
You can continue to look, but you are down to 4 rounds with your
well, might as well keep on going.
All right.
So I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna worry.
All right, you're headed out. How would you prefer to do this?
He's gonna walk, because he's kind of irritated now. So Donahue's gonna walk the way towards the Corbett house.
All right. Well, it is a fine day aside from that. Of course, not ignoring the extreme success of the Constitution you just rolled. It is still a very fine day, and you feel great. No hangover. You feel ready to go, motivated. You're actually walking along a small stream where it's a kind of a quick hill on either side, or a slope on either side, excuse me, into this small stream. And you're headed to a street where you'll then take a right on a bridge to cross over very briefly, to be in a more of a suburban environment. Houses appear very similar. It's not like there's much of an HOA, so to speak, at this point, at least in this specific part of town. They look similar, but
somebody's learning their real estate lingo.
If you don't know what an HOA is, and shoot, man, I'm 24 at this point. I better. No. So. They're similar, but every house is very unique and that's very clear just from each different one. But on the keys, you do see the street address. You are headed that way. Give me a spot hidden check on your walk here.
Okay. There we go. Success. 42 versus 50.
About 50 paces in front of you. A little off to the right, kind of behind a tree, but a tree not wide enough to kind of hide them, is a cloaked figure. They're kind of standing there. Their head is covered, and they're ahead of you, but they seem to be kind of like monitoring your approach.
Excuse me.
And you're very clearly reaching out to them, so they try to kind of snuggle against the tree and you can kind of catch a glimpse of their far shoulder on the other side.
Hey, buddy, is this the Corbett house?
Perhaps.
Wait a minute. I know that voice.
No.
Is that you, Lurch, from the bar?
Perhaps.
What are you doing here?
Death awaits you in that house.
To me, seems like you're spying on me.
Yes.
And if I wouldn't know any better, seems like you have something to do with this house, and perhaps
No.
something. Yeah.
No.
Perhaps I might need to call the cops.
No.
Let them take you into the precinct.
I'll tell them I saw you at Patty's pub.
That's fine. A lot of the guys know that I go to St. Patrick's.
Ah, shit.
A lot of the guys go to St. Patrick's. I'm friends with a lot of the cops. I'm a private investigator.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh my gosh.
Damn, that's close. That's close.
All right, so this is gonna be interesting. I would like to use 5 points of luck.
All right. I mean, shit. I was about to do it. I would do the same. All right.
Yeah.
We're about a minute. We're a minute shy of swapping. So, okay. Yeah. No. He clearly kind of. Oh, all right. Fine. I'm not involved. I know things. 30 seconds.
And what things are those that you know?
I know the family.
Hurry up. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. Or I'll...
The family was respected in this part of town. They had no enemies. I was not involved, but whatever happened in that house. There's no wrongdoings by neighbors and criminals.
Swap.
Hey, listen, listen, I don't want to sell you death sticks or anything like that. You listen to me, all right? Please don't call the cops. I'll leave here. I'm telling you. I was friends with the father of the Marchio family.
You're friends with them. Is that so?
Yeah.
Ah. Was he a nice guy?
For the most part, yeah. He did have his fits of rage. He was kind of an alcoholic, but...
I wouldn't know. I only have whiskey in my office. You didn't hear that from me.
No. Listen, I'm gonna go. Don't call the coppers, all right?
Wait. Before you go. Tell me, and be honest, because I feel Mr. Knott was lying, as they might say. Is the Macaroon family dead?
Listen, I'm the one who found him. Okay?
Found them.
Yeah.
Not certain that discovery was a hard one. Were they not in the house?
They were. I was coming to the house to pick up the father for work. Father and I worked together, and nobody answered the door, and it was kind of strange because I've never had it happen. I've known him for about 10 years now. He usually comes to the door. Nothing. Not even the kids. I didn't even hear him. So I waited, and it started gaining about 8:30, and we were already late at that point. So I kicked open the door, and what I saw was It was awful.
It was a house. Terrifying.
No, you're missing the point. It wasn't just a house. I mean, yes, I went into the house, but there was blood everywhere.
Blood. Human blood.
Yes.
Oh. Are they not hunters?
Hey, I don't mean to be offensive when I say this, but were you know, kicked by a mule when you were younger?
Perhaps. Aside from the point. I might have to set up camp, so to speak, outside this house. To see who comes and goes aside from those dressed in a leather jacket.
Okay, sure, yeah. Listen, I'm just warning you. That's all. I saw the bodies. I saw what happened to them. But let me tell you something. There's no way that man, even though he had his sins, he did not do this.
You mean Mr. Macaroon?
Yeah.
No worries, I have this. A gun.
And as you hold it up, like all the other rounds like come out.
Oh no! We're gonna try and collect.
And you thought that you're like in the yard, but you're actually like on a floorboard, like a plank, and it has slits in it, so you just lose all the bullets.
No. I need to have some sort of roll if that happens. No. Just fuck. Is that Cannon Keeper?
Oh no, I'm
All
just
right,
messing with you. Listen, I don't know.
It's a
if that's gonna help.
firearm.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's cool.
I'm an American.
I get that.
Yes.
I'm gonna go this way. You. Good luck. Good luck to you. All right.
Yes. Set up
And
camp.
you see the very large individual that you met in St. Patrick's pub the night before vanish as he vanished the night before.
Can I spot hidden?
Yeah.
To see if they do. Are you rolling for me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. The confusion.
Uh-oh, the confusion.
Yes, you roll a spot hidden for me, please.
This is gonna be my roll. It's still a failure. All right, okay. I was looking to see where they go.
Yes, you do not. It's almost like he threw a smoke bomb down and just evaporated into thin air.
Abracadabra. Looking up at the tree above us. Let's collect branches, twigs. If applicable, keeper.
Branches and fleas.
Twigs. Fleas
Twigs.
maybe if they're on the twigs. Twigs with fleas.
You'd like to collect these?
Yes, I would like to
Okay.
collect 2 handfuls of, if possible, twigs and branches.
What will you be doing with these?
Holding on to them for now with both hands.
Okay.
I put the revolver away.
Like how far? Let's just say the tree that you're in front of. There are branches that you can grab with with ease, and there are branches that if you wish to climb the tree, you can get to.
Let's do it. Is there a climb roll? Yeah, there is.
There is a climb roll.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try to get a little bit more. How many would you say I can get without climbing?
I'll say that you get about 25. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Hey!
This is not your first time climbing a tree. As you climb the tree. As you scale it, you begin to collect these items that you wish to hold on to.
Perfect. Perfect. I now have 2 bushels of twigs and branches in my hands, assumingly. And we're going to continue this journey to the Corbett place.
Excellent. As you move towards the house even more from the tree, you notice that the yard has not been kept up since the events. And you can probably assume that the yard has not been kept up from the weeks and months prior to that. It's probably safe to assume that the father did not attend to his yard. This house has 2 stories, and it seems as though it has a attic. So about 3 stories. This house clearly was built in the mid to a little bit early 1800s. It does have that old kind of, I wouldn't say colonial, but I guess post, or that would not be the Industrial Revolution, but post War of 1812 look to the house, if anybody can guess what that looks like.
Not at all.
So it's pre-Civil War, post War of 1812. So in that kind of period. And let's just say it was manufactured in the 1830s. How about that?
There you go.
And
Right.
so as you are going, it's a beautiful home, but it's covered in vines and leaves from the trees that do surround it. You do, there is a staircase, a stone staircase that leads to the front door, has about 5 steps. As you ascend the staircase, you do notice that the front door is cracked open.
I would like to. How tall is the grass in the front yard?
I would say it's probably about, let's see.
Huddy, do you have a tape measure?
I do.
Why do you have a tape measure?
I was, anyways, I would probably say 1 foot high.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah. In one space, in about a maybe 3 diameter circle, 3 foot
We are
diameter
so
circle.
stupid.
That's funny. 3 diameter circle. Would like to clear the grass just kind of by hand, putting the sticks out to one side,
Okay.
and then putting the sticks in kind of fireplace pattern.
Are you about to meditate?
No. And
That was a Witcher reference.
yes, it was. Fuck.
Wind's howling.
Wind's howling.
Wind's howling. Yes, I won't make you do any rolls for this, as you're able to mow the grass with your own hands in this diameter that you wish to make a little campfire.
I'm camping in front of the house.
Okay.
This feels like a. Sorry, I did go into Witcher mode there. This feels like a necessary monument to a premonition, a memory that's not mine. Anyway, I want to look around for the man in the jacket, creepy man. I did roll a 30 versus 50, but of course, you know, it's up to you. Keep
As you're looking around, it is again around noontime, so around lunch, and you have a campfire going in broad daylight. Cars are still kind of passing. It's not a busy road or street, but it is a neighborhood road, or a road that connects to one of the neighborhoods inside Boston. And You do not notice the creepy, crazy guy that you're looking for, but as you're looking around, again, you do kind of sense, and your spine begins to tingle as you kind of feel this shadowy presence as you look and see in the second story window, kind of middle of the house, this shadowy figure of a man, very skeletal like looking.
Oh, I'll get you.
Through the window.
We're gonna march to the front door.
But before that,
Okay.
you hear a pow, a loud, almost gunshot. As you look back to the street, you notice that there are two kids playing cowboy and robber with small cap guns.
Uh-oh. Oh.
And
This
as
is
you look back to the house, the shadowy figure has disappeared.
I just got a terrible thought.
What's that?
I can't do this. There's no way.
Here, kids. Here's $20. Can you go into this house for me, please?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, is there any moral way for that to play out that's not terrible? Alright, we're not gonna do that. I look back and the figure's gone. We're gonna march to that door. Someone's in here and I don't like it.
You have 35 seconds.
I do. Oh boy. Alright. We're gonna march to the door and kick it open if nothing else happens.
As you kick open the door that was already open, it swings and hits the wall.
I just
You
wasted
see
time. Fuck. 15 seconds.
darkness inside as dust is obliterated across the floor and across the table that's in the main foyer. There's a kind of a
Swap.
night.
There's a nightstand next to the kind of entry into the foyer. But of course, you're looking down a hallway. You open the front door, and it's a very strict hallway. There's no opening into the living room, nothing like that. To one side are 3 doors that are all closed, and to one side, that's all on the left side, and to the right side, it's nothing but wall, with crosses dotting different parts, lower, higher, no pictures. And on the far right side, a good few paces down, is a cracked open door, singular door, on the right side.
Hello? Is anybody here?
No response.
Donahue's going to enter with his 38 revolver drawn.
Okay.
Because it is daylight outside, I assume that the windows in here that are open, or the shutters that are open, will allow some light access in here to make it a little bit easier to see without a flashlight. Donahue is going to take a right. I assume that is the living room, if I'm looking at the the Corbett House map correctly.
Looking far ahead, I mean, with the entry. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. So you have 3 doors to the left, and then actually 3 to the right. Excuse me, I apologize. I'm a couple drinks deep. Yes, you do have a door immediately to the right, and not just 2 on the far end, which does open, thank you for the correction, into the living room.
Can I give you a spot hidden roll just to see what I see, like if there's anything that sticks out?
You sure can. Fuck.
Hard success, 14 versus 50.
Among the crosses that you see dotting all walls of this living room, you do see one family portrait of the Macarios. kind of surrounded by crosses. But off to the side, you see a knocked over end table, a candle that was on it at one point. You can tell because it's obviously knocked to the ground. The wick was still burning, so it's almost kind of waxed. The wax had melted onto the floor itself as well. Whatever knocked it over, it didn't cause damage, but you can see the marks where the dust had collected around where the legs once stood, and the distance it crossed, it didn't just fall over. It was thrown.
Donahue is going to keep moving. He's going to move into the next room, right next to the living room.
Which would be the dining room when you walk in. Yeah, you see, well, it's a long table, a dark wood table. You see a sideboard and a few chairs around it. And in the middle of it, you see flies buzzing around an old pot with decayed, rotten food in the middle.
Ugh. Ugh.
To the top left, you see a doll sitting on top of a kind of china cupboard cabinet. And the doll seems to be staring right at you. Pow.
Yeah. Donahue's gonna go and grab that doll.
All right, you do just that.
Is there is there anything on this doll that's out of the ordinary?
Sadie, what's wrong? Nothing immediately, but I will ask. Give me a power roll.
Oh. That ain't good. Hard success, 13 versus 60.
Okay. Yeah, with a hard success, yeah, you're just holding, you're holding the doll. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. It's just a doll.
There's nothing. There's no blood or anything on it.
Nope, no blood, no stains, honestly, by any means. It's very well kept. Obviously there's dust been collecting on it, but that's about it. It's pretty well, it's almost like it's been up there, forever almost. It's untouched.
Donahue's going to move to the next room,
which would be the kitchen. And when you walk in, you see, and at this point in time, pretty standard stuff, meaning, an icebox. You see a stove where you'd throw wood into, meager larder. I don't even know what that is. Some of the, there's some, of course, food that's been around. There's old fruit that has since decayed and rotted in place on top of the countertop. But you do see also canned foods, maybe canned soup, some canned chicken or canned beef. You see some pastas, maybe some linguine, other things. And then, of course, some wine, kind of old wine bottles, unlabeled, 3 of them along the back wall of the backsplash.
Okay. I'd like to make another spot hidden roll to see if there's any blood or anything that shows any sort of violence in this room.
Okay, let's see it. Gotcha.
Hard success, 21 versus 50.
All right. You don't see any of that, but there is a window with the kitchen as well, and the window has since been boarded up. You see a couple 2x4s boarded up. The window itself, believe it or not, is smashed. Long ago, but it is boarded up.
There's no light coming through this area, I assume.
There is. It's just a couple boards. It's not completely covered. So
Okay.
between those two boards, you see it come from the top of it, the bottom, and of course right in between as well. It's kind of top one's a little bit diagonal.
Was there anything? Okay, well, if it's smashed, is there a back door at all? I'm not seeing one.
Mm-mm. It's just the window, but you do see where, with the hard success of the spot hidden, you can see where the wood stove was once. At one point, it looked like it had tipped over. It's since been pushed back up and into place. But you can see that, as well as when you start to make it out, kind of a ring where, like a wine, like dark stain matching kind of red wine, had been kind of splashed on the ground.
Okay. This is very strange.
Give
Do I
me
see the staircase that leads to the second floor?
You did see it when you walked in. You can't see it from where you're at, but if you could give me a listen roll real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, success. 29 versus 40.
From somewhere else in the house, you hear very faintly, is much louder, what I just did, but you hear that kind of mocking in the background.
Hello? Is there anybody there?
Give me a power roll.
Extreme success.
God
9
dang.
versus 60.
All right.
Jeez.
No response. No response.
All right. I'm gonna move down the hallway. Well, if I'm in the kitchen, I'm gonna peek my head out. I know there's a couple of other doors on the other side, but I'm gonna see that staircase, and I want to move up the staircase to the second floor.
Yeah, you peek your head out to this hallway. You look to the right. You see that staircase, and that staircase to go up and the staircase to go down. You move upwards. Now, obviously, for those who might just be tuning in, we know what this house is, but again, suspension of disbelief. That's the word I was looking for. Not element. Suspension.
I've
of
honestly
disbelief.
forgotten everyththing that's supposed to happen.
Okay, well, yeah, no, it actually turns out to be a couple of hooligans causing trouble. The spoiler. So, you move up to the second floor. As you get up the stairs, you look down the hall, you see windows to your right, you see 3 doors to the left. Actually, technically 4. There's one right behind the staircase as well. But you can make out a total of 4 doors, all on the left side.
I'm gonna peek my head in to the first door on the left.
The door opens up. Inside, it's a bathroom. It's actually, at this point, given the middle of the day, it's actually, well, it's not lit at all. There's no windows. But you can make out with the light from the hallway that's provided, from the windows in the hallway. You do make out a sink standing on its own, and to the left of that, a bathtub.
I'm gonna try to go in. I don't have a flashlight on me.
Okay, so you open that door up all the way. The light's coming in from behind you. And in that bathroom,
Is there a light switch around I could turn on or try to turn on?
sure, there is kind of like a little, like a string to pull down.
Yeah, can I give you like a mechanical use or
You don't
something?
even need that. You pull on the string and it does not turn on. I should have pointed out, I apologize if we'd like to back up. There is a fuse box in the kitchen,
Okay.
I believe. Give me a moment.
All right.
This is something that I
Well, Donahue's going to go down and try to turn back on that fuse box or repair it if it needs to be repaired.
believe it or not, it does, and I will take a mechanical or electrical.
Operate heavy machinery.
Not that.
It's a 1 though. Wouldn't it be funny to get 1?
It would be. and if you get it, I lose. I don't know by what means, but I'll lose the game.
You get shocked.
I lose the game if you get a 1.
Hey,
All right.
success. 17 versus 30. Wow, I'm having a good night so far. So.
You really are. So you don't have the most expertise with it, but you can tell what you need to connect. You're able to go back up. You look into this bathroom. It's a very standard bathroom. There's nothing interesting about it, other than some leftover water in the tub that's at this point very old water. You can tell just from the smell, and the faucet just drips ever so gently.
Okay. Can I go out the bathroom and go back to the hallway and see if there's any sort of light switch to turn on any lights in the hallway?
There's not in the hallway. It seems the lighting in here is very rudimentary. It's kind of older. You do see the 3 windows on the right, and in the second window, I wouldn't even ask for a listen roll. You do hear a bit of a scratch, kind of a tap.
I'd like to look out to see what that tap is.
Okay, you go to that second window in this hallway. Give me a quick spot hidden, real quick.
Okay. Ha! Schwink! Hard
Before
success!
It can even fly away. You see a bird take off from that window seal. That's clearly what was making the noise. You could, from the taps and the kind of scratching. This bird is now gone, and you no longer hear it.
I would like to proceed to enter the second room on my left.
Okay, 45 seconds. The second room on your left is the one right in the middle?
Yep. Or the room next to the bathroom.
Okay, thank you, understood. Third room, spare, okay, yeah. So you open it up, you see a bed frame, an old bed frame, as well as an old unused dresser, very old, you can tell. That's about all you see. On the far side, you just see a window on the other side of the room. You motherfucker.
Donahue's gonna go to that window.
No, he's not! Alright, swap. Son of a bitch.
So Donahue is proceeding to walk towards this window.
No, what? Does he go to the window? Donahue stops. No, I'm stopping. Donahue stops in the middle of the room. Why am I going to this window?
Give me a power roll.
Fuck. Alright. You've been having all the fucking luck, so here we go. Okay, hard success.
Hard success.
12 versus 50. I'm backing up. There's something unnerving about this room. I just saw a bird tapping away, tap, 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 in the hallway. What are birds doing here? Maybe there's a bird out this window. Donnie would like to check on the far side of the room.
So you would like to check the window?
Suspension of disbelief. I believe so. I think that may have been what was pulling me.
All right.
I fucking hate you.
Excellent. So as Corbett goes to the far side of this bedroom,
he's here.
Donahue, as Donahue goes to the far side of this bedroom and looks out this window, it is still daytime. It's around 1:30 now. In Boston, as you look out, you do see the kids still out on the street corner playing with their cap guns. But you do notice in the window's reflection, the bed behind you has begun to risen and propelled towards your back. Can you give me a dodge roll, please?
I sure can. I was already prepared. It's going to be a hard success, 12 versus 30. All right.
Hard success. As Donahue is able to dodge and roll out of the way as the bed frame is hurled through this window and kind of hurled through the wall of this house, and it plummets out into the yard of the Corbett house.
Got a standard success with sanity,
Yes, a
which is
sanity
going to be
roll
1
for
point,
what that was.
I believe. All right.
So you'll take 1 sanity loss.
Yep. All right. Oh, all right. Supernatural. That's what they said. Can I give a listen out to hear if there's anything else happening in this house as that bed frame flies after that?
Sure, give me a listen roll, please.
Okay, we're both on fire. 7 versus 40, extreme.
Extreme success. Good job. Let
Tuning in.
me look at something real quick.
Of
so I
course,
can-
yeah. No, we're I'll just that bed frame is hurled at that wall, breaking some edges of it around the window out as the glass shatters. Take 1 point of sanity loss as I did roll a success. After seeing a bed frame on its own fly across the room. And we're now very acutely listening for any other individual, any other voice, anything else happening in this house from any point in it. Something to be drawn towards with that pistol drawn.
In the next room, which is the bathroom. So if you're looking out the window to your left, the room that you had just looked into prior, the bathroom, you hear a scratching sound, almost of a knife. A knife scratching on a wall. It's still distant, though. It doesn't sound like it's coming from this next room, but the sound is coming from that next room.
Let's go to that next room, kick the door down. Pistol
Well,
pointed.
it's the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm meaning the bathroom. As you go into the bathroom, there's no need to kick the door down. The door's already open. You hear the scratching coming from the pipes that are attached to the bathtub. You hear this.
It's coming from below. We're gonna run down the stairs real quick.
Okay.
And then let's I mean the pipes typically point to one place. There's no let's check the kitchen real quick. Aside from the wood burning stove, is there any other pipes, anything like that?
Yeah, give me a spot hidden roll.
For 3850 success.
So as you're coming down the staircase, right before you go into the kitchen, you realize right there is a door that you did not recognize as you were going up the staircase. That is right across the staircase that leads upstairs. So as you come down the stairs, there is a door right in front of you.
Yeah, no, I thought I included that.
You may have.
I did. Anyway, I said specifically 3 door. Anyway, okay.
Okay. So the door, as you come down the stairs, the door that you had realized. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
The door, as you come down the stairs, that you noticed earlier as you were going up the stairs, at that time it was closed. This time, it's opened a little bit.
Yes, indeed. Oh, wait. I did not open this door. Come out, fiend! And we're gonna swing that door open and down the stairs.
As you go down the stairs, it is pitch black.
Let's we hit the breaker. Is there a kind of light switch in the area?
You'll need to give me
pulley.
a spot hidden. That's going to have to be a hard success.
Done. Shit. Standard success.
You are unable to find a light switch as of right now.
Let's back up and head to the kitchen. We're looking for any sort of light source, flashlight, matches, candle, things like that.
Okay. let's see. Either give me a spot hidden or a.
So many spot hints. It's like this is the name of the show.
I know. Yeah, just give me a spot hidden because that's really.
Of course, 60. Fuck, 66 versus 50 failure.
As you start going through all these cabinets and drawers in the kitchen, you are unable to find anything of importance that will help light and guide your way in what seems to be a basement that you did not realize was there.
Could I spend some time to keep looking, or I guess if it just doesn't exist, I don't believe I brought it with me. So
Give me a power roll, please.
Okay. I already know the chances of it. Okay, all right. Success.
Success. Excellent.
My next intention is to light up that basement, however, by whatever means possible. So if I have to leave and come back, I'll do that.
Just to remind you, you do have a campfire that's burning outside.
All right, let's go ahead and we're looking for furniture I can break. We're making some sort of torch.
Okay. I won't require a roll for that. As you go back into the living room, you do notice a nice long couch that does have some couch covers on each of the sides of it. You're able to, of course, with so much ease, take one of these covers off, or perhaps you take two of them, or the pair of them, and you use these at your disposal. Whatever you wish to do with these. I'm not going to say you're making a torch, but it sounds like you're going to make a torch.
Wrapping them around some sort of furniture leg, and we're getting fire and headed down to find some sort of light source in the basement.
Let's say you also break. Actually, no. You go outside, and the bed frame that was thrown out earlier has kind of crumbled to pieces. You take one of the legs of the bed frame and use that.
Perfect.
As you light your torch with the campfire that you've made outside.
Campfire song.
It's hitting around 2:00 now in the day.
And we're gonna head back to that door in the basement, assuming I'm looking down into the abyss, just straight black.
Yes, and as you look down into the abyss, your illumination of this basement becomes a little bit better as you begin to descend down the staircase.
All right. We're looking for a light switch, a pulley, like a light string. Something to
Do not tempt us, chat. We have burned this exact mission.
No, Skeleton. He has no idea what he's
way.
talking about. We've never burnt this house down in a previous playthrough. We've never. I'm just walking through it with a torch. Is there any string, any sort of light switch to
spot hidden?
Another one
with a bonus die.
Bonus die, you got it. So I'm just gonna roll it twice for 2 failures. Okay, well, that's not fun.
There is a light bulb down here that hangs above the basement, the roof of the basement. But you notice that the bulb itself is broken and the cord for it has been torn off.
Fuck it. Looking for those pipes, see if they have a origination point. Seeing what else is down here. Is there anything?
Go ahead.
Is there anything that stands out from, like the doll that I just found in the living room, the bed frame that just flew at me? I mean, are there misfits down here? Are there mysterious things? Any dolls down here? What's going on?
I can tell you without a roll that right now there is nothing in this room. There is a washboard that you can kind of see with some clothes lying around it. There is a desk at one of the other far ends, and there are a couple of boxes around, but nothing of any value. There is a wall on the other end, but you don't really see any pipes.
Let's check out the desk.
Okay. As you go to the desk, there is a small, little, what I guess it was a lantern. One of the ones that was like, were those gas powered?
Typically, yeah. I think so.
It's like a gas powered lamp.
Okay.
So,
He could totally have one. I mean, it's
or
1920s.
an oil lamp.
Okay. Yeah,
that
I mean,
would
we'll
be.
try to light it if there's no roll required.
Sure. Let's say you are able to, there's, some oil left in it. You're able to use your torch to light this as it illuminates the room even more.
Perfect. And with my newly, specialized in this newly illuminated house or basement, what's up with this desk? What's up with the surrounding furniture? What's on the ground, that sort of thing.
Well, there's not really any furniture. There was,
Got 50
there
seconds.
is a washing board and a large kind of bath area where they would be washing their clothes. There is a line from one wall to the other that has a couple of clothing hung up. You do notice that some of this clothing is still very damp, freshly damp.
30 seconds.
And that's really it. There's some boxes around, but nothing of great value.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and, check out the nearest door or room, if there is one, off of this main room that I'm in.
Give me a power roll, please.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. 64, 60 failure and swap. All right. You've just failed at a 64 versus 60 power roll. From your pocket, your jacket pocket, you hear, he's coming. And when you look down into your jacket pocket, the doll, with its glassy, open eyes, is staring right at you.
Oh, what the? As I throw it.
The doll just, rolls across the ground there. Put me in a bit of a spot. I'll take, now that it's around to you, I can ask for a spot hidden roll because it resets how many we've done. So give me a spot hidden roll real quick, Huddy.
Okay.
Never mind. All right. Wait.
Failure.
Oh, that's regular? We only have 25? No, you rolled it from the wrong person.
Oh, hello.
I thought I was fucked up. I'm kidding.
No, I just had him up just in case. There we go.
Nice, with the success. You see shit all across the ground. I mean, you see broken pieces of furniture. You see a trash can lid. You see a knife. You see like the doll that you just threw. You see all that just kind of strewn across the ground. And out of nowhere, that same knife that you saw is rising up off the ground. And then quickly spins with the blade pointed to you.
I would like to dodge.
Okay.
Oh, success. By the hair of my chinny chin chin. 28 versus 30.
Yeah, we see that knife shoot right by you. Just barely, kind of almost nearly cutting your coat. It doesn't, but it goes right over your shoulder there. All right. So, let me go ahead and Okay.
I do have the character sheet for
Yes.
that. For what you're looking for is in the system. So
Yep. Yep.
and that weaponry is in combat. So teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, it does. However, I will say this is against a power roll from another realm, other person's
Mhm.
standard. So it is a draw.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna say nothing happens. I'm not gonna keep reading. So you're adverse to each other. With that in mind, it comes around to you. What would you like to do?
Where does this knife end up?
It's about maybe 5 or 6 paces away from you. It's lit up by this lantern. Maybe you're still holding on to it at this point. But it is, yeah, about 5 or 6 paces away.
I would like to try and go and pick it up if I can.
Okay, you certainly can. So using your action to go ahead and try and grab it out of the air. There is, of course, this whole situation addressed. All right. We're going to ask for a brawl skill roll from you in opposition to a power roll from me. Go ahead and roll.
A what?
You're rolling a brawl.
A brawl. I'm sorry. I thought you said draw. And I was like,
Draw.
what?
Uh-oh.
What?
What? Hang on. Okay, well, nothing. I'm just going to say nothing happens.
I
Okay.
Oh man. This is a fun night. This is really fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, in this case, if I'm going by the rules, well, it is a failed draw. It's not a succeeding draw. So nothing happens. So it's up to you. Wait, no, it's up to the knife, which is gonna come flying at you.
I'm going to dodge.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh, 45 versus 30.
Trying to figure out how they do this. Floating knives. Okay, it's still going off power. Which is a success, which is going to impact if you failed. So it's going to be 1d4 plus 2, which I'm going to roll now.
Okay. And again, the combat or
It's
the
not
weapon.
accurate. It's not accurate. It's 1d4 plus 2. Come on, Huddy.
No, 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 I think that's the bonus dice. Isn't it?
If the knife achieves a regular success and the investigator achieves a fail, inflict 1d4 plus 2 damage.
Okay. You're correct.
I mean, the text is correct, not me.
Well, I mean, I can change that real quick. 1d4
Change it. Come on. Hurry.
plus
We're losing time.
plus 2. There we go. Boom. Easy as that. Now hit it.
An attack! For 4 whole damage.
4 whole damage, which I cannot dodge.
Unfortunately not. But it is around to you, player.
Is this knife stuck in me at all?
No, it scratches. It goes like right by you.
Ah! Now what the? I'm gonna try to turn around real quick and see where the knife went, and try to hold the 38 up and try to shoot it out of the air.
Okay. You turn. The knife is behind you from whence you came, but this time it flies, and behind it you see a kind of darker portion of wall on the far side. But you're staring at the knife itself. If you want to take a shot, go for it. Oh shit!
Yes! 1 versus 40 critical success.
Uh,
That is 19 damage, if I'm
yeah,
correct.
I'm not certain. I would say that just flat out with a bullet to the knife, flat out destroys the son of a bitch. You plant it right between the hilt and the blade, it shatters it to pieces, falling to the ground. This thing is no more. Well fucking shot. Damn.
Sweet.
So poof, and it's just you and silence. It seems.
Ah. All right, I'm gonna look around. Is there anything else? Is the torch still lit and the nice little lantern over the side?
Still lit, and that bullet with that critical success has split a board on the far wall. It's the board behind the desk, kind of off to the side of it. It's one of many that you didn't pay much attention to before. It blended into the other wood furniture that's down here. But you can see that board was intentionally built into the wall. It's now, since, as mentioned, split in half, among other boards that are still holding true.
I'm gonna go over and investigate this split board.
They're packed pretty tightly. The board itself was obviously split by your well-placed shot, somehow. The other boards are still intact. They're all very clearly intentionally placed to seal up what appears to be some sort of opening.
What's this? I'm gonna try to, with my bare hands, my bare claws. I'm gonna try to take these boards off of whatever this entrance is.
All right.
So, do you need a brawl or a strong
Yes. This is gonna be a strength.
Yeah.
Strength check. Boom.
hard success?
Jesus.
29 versus 80.
You start pulling those bad boys off. They've been there a minute, so they're a little bit older, not freshly placed. And you do just that. You start to pull them, not all of them, but you get enough to very comfortably get through this wall here.
Oh, focus. I'm out of focus.
Uh-oh.
Focus. There we go. All right. So it's like a small hole.
Yes. Well, not even small. You can fit through it comfortably. And it
Okay.
leads to a bit of a crawl space.
Can I fit the torch through it?
You can, if you'd like.
I'd like to take that torch and kind of shunk it in.
You see a couple rats scurry away. Kind of with that squeal. I can't make a rat squeal as close as I can get. Thank you. Thank you. And they take off you and they disappear.
Like, oh no, we were just trying to cook some lasagna.
We are cooking the rat lasagna. Yeah. And then they take off.
Ratatouille. That's actually French. I don't know why I'm doing Italian.
It's okay. Let's see. But the rats are gone.
All right. Donahue begins to crawl through the small space and try to get to the other side of whatever this hole is.
With that lantern, assumingly, or, in hand, you kind of maneuver your way through this crawl space in the wall and come out into a concrete floor, a bit of a wider room from the one you were once in. And give me a moment. I can pause as well, so we're not killing time. I just want to make sure we're accurate here.
This is a very difficult scene, it seems like.
Well, it's yeah.
This could or could not be the climax.
We're about to find out. Go ahead and give me. I'm gonna fire back up here. Give me a before I do a power roll.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, so you did roll a standard success. However, I rolled a hard success, which you're gonna find yourself dazed, your mind clouding, as you enter this room for 5 rounds of kind of as we go through here. With that in mind, as you do reach the threshold of this room, this hidden away room, you see your office.
Well, look, it's my decanter. I could use a drink. As Donahue kind of stumbles over to pour himself a glass of the whiskey on his nice side desk.
Mm. When you turn, you see Margaret, the bartender. Well, hey there, Donahue.
Margaret, what are you doing in my office?
I just thought I might stop by. And her hand comes up over your shoulder, coming down.
Margaret, this ain't real.
Hmm.
You ain't here.
I'm as real as I ever need to be, sugar. And she leans in to kiss you.
Am I allowed to dodge the kiss?
You can give me a power roll. Ooh.
Dang. 77 versus 60.
All right. She plants it. You are in a bit of a trance. There is going to be something on my end, an attempt to use a couple points there. For failure, you don't take damage, but you're knocked from the side, taking a hit on the right shoulder. We're about 20 seconds from swap. You're knocked out of this haze that you were once in, and in front of you is a floating torso of Mr. Corbett himself. There is going to be a sanity roll that we're about to swap 5 seconds. I can't find the sanity roll. Oh, I've really got myself in the shit.
Success, 1 point.
For 1 point
sanity
of sanity
loss.
loss, and swap. You're now the keeper. And we're taking
As
1
you
point.
see Mr. Donahue's, Mr. Corbett's
There you go.
floating body, you see him just laying as he floats, but he begins to turn and move as his body becomes in a sort of standing position, but he's still floating in thin air. As his eyes open, and with that there is a fog of whiteness in his eyes. There are no pupils. There's nothing but just fog and whiteness.
We succeeded that sanity roll. Keeper, do I have action?
Yes, you do. I will allow you to be the first to roll.
Let's fire a shot. Instinctively. Oh, I can't even spend luck points.
94 versus a 40. Failure.
All right.
As you fire, this thing goes past Mr. Corbett.
Fuck.
It's Mr. Corbett's turn as he begins to lunge at you with his claws.
Let's dodge while we see that coming. Oh, no.
Oh, what have you done?
It doesn't stack. It doesn't stack.
An extreme success, 12 versus 60. So it doesn't stack, so it's not 11.
Right.
So it's just 6 damage.
Yes, to the best of my understanding. Critical, you double it or stack them. Extreme, you just take the extreme.
Here's the thing, though.
What's that?
If I can pull it up. Okay. All right, so being wounded by Corbett's clawed fingernails risks serious disease. If he lands a successful attack upon an investigator, a luck roll should be made. If it has failed, the investigator has been raked by Corbett's claws, and a day later, the victim becomes delirious and must make a constitution roll.
Did I just get chlamydia from
You
him?
just got chlamydia from a dead zombie.
I failed the luck roll. I just got chlamydia from. Is that the word they use?
Not chlamydia, but
No. Like, they straight up say, "Yeah, okay, all right, wow, all right. Guess we'll deal with that later." So 6 damage.
Yeah, so 6 damage to you with that claw.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, we're not looking good.
And it is your turn.
Let's fire back. There's only one lane this is headed down. We have 2 rounds, I believe, left. For 30 versus 40 success for 5 damage. Why are you dodging? No!
Hard success dodged. As Mr. Corbett hurls himself out of the way, and with that dodge, I'm going to use 2 points of magic to make that possible.
Yes. I believe there's also 2 spent to make the swing as well.
Yes.
Any movement that's made, yeah.
He is down to 10 points of magic points now.
Oh boy.
I believe it is my turn now.
Okay. And Donahue has no idea about magic points, so
As again, yeah,
he's fighting his life.
Again, as he spins, pirouettes, he comes back with his right arm down to strike you again with the claws. Ooh. For 1 point of damage.
Oof. Okay. All right. 1 point of damage. Does that make impact? I now have what would the next one be? I don't know. Gonorrhea. All right.
Yes, syphilis.
Thank you, syphilis. We're firing off that last round. Fuck, and that was a lot of damage too. All right.
Nothing.
That's it.
As he comes back down, let me take the magic points. Hold on. As he
wouldn't even
again,
have to dodge.
you fire and it goes past, and I believe that was the last round in the revolver.
Yes, it was. Let's dodge. Assuming that's. Oh, thank God.
Very good. You're able to dodge that claw attack, even though you have a wound on your left shoulder from that blade that you obliterated earlier. You try to fire the 38 and you realize that you're out of bullets.
All right, let's I guess start throwing punches.
Okay.
We're dropping the revolver and going in with a right hook. 2 failures on your end and mine. Okay. All right, surrounded Mr. Corbett. I'm now fist fighting this thing with claws. And Donahue is under my command, and he's an idiot when he's under my command. Uh-oh.
Actually, the claw attack does not use magic.
Oh, okay. You just gained, what is that, 4?
Yeah, that should be 4 points of magic.
Okay. You'll gain back.
The knife, however, did use magic.
Yes, it did. Well, in order to move the corpse, any movement is 2 points.
All right.
By spending 2 magic points, Corbett can move his body for 5 combat rounds.
All right. I'm just going to keep it at 12 magic points. I'll use 2 more to be able to move his body for 5 more rounds
Okay.
of combat. This time I'm going to attack with the claws again.
Okay.
Or a success for 3 damage. Can you dodge?
I can't.
As Mr. Corbett kind of jumps up with both of his arms and strikes, kind of tearing at your chest for 3 damage. What are you at right now?
How much did the damage to the knife to the shoulder do?
I believe it did 4 damage.
Dude, Donahue's dead as shit, dog. That's it.
As Mr. Corbett jumps and brings his very long and sharp fingernails down through the chest, tearing open your ribs and opening up your heart and other vital organs. As Donahue falls back and begins to bleed out, as the light fades from your eyes, you do notice Mr. Corbett stand over you and say, "They did warn you not to come here." As he begins to float back into his invisible bed that he is laying on in thin air. Monday morning, we're back at the private investigator office where Stephen Knotts is waiting outside, waiting and waiting. The office is never opened, continues to stay locked because our dear Mr. Donahue never shows up. Mr. Knotts takes it upon himself to go to the house that day to see perhaps where Mr. Donahue was. As he looks through the house, he goes into the basement. He finds nothing. He does find a hole, though, but he does hear a large crash behind him. The door to the basement has closed. He sees a light at the other end of the hole. He begins to crawl. As he gets to the other side, he notices Mr. Donahue is standing up straight, facing the corner of the wall.
Blair Witching.
Hey, Mr. Donahue, are you okay? And as he says that, Mr. Donahue slowly turns around, and as he turns around, we notice that his face is mangled and torn, and there is a rat hanging out of his mouth. Blackout, we hear Mr. Corbett scream, or not Mr. Corbett, but Mr. Knott scream. And that is the haunting.
Oh my gosh, without the house burning down.
That is correct.
All right. That was a fun little test run, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was very fun.
As any project that I have a hand in, it tends to run a little bit long, but that was a good time. Thanks everyone for joining us. This is something that we'll probably fine tune. We've learned a lot from this, and we're gonna keep building on it to see, of course, trim it down, but also I think 15 minutes is not bad if you're gonna go a little bit longer and let the burn kind of be a little bit slower. But I think honestly, if we cut that down to 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, that would be interesting as well. I don't know about you.
You're gonna make me fall out.
What?
You're gonna make me fall out. I'm gonna get whiplash.
Well, that's the point. Like keeping it going, just firing off. Because I think that was the times I was getting most excited for was seeing how I was gonna leave it for you, and then how you were gonna end up leaving it for me. And so I think cutting that time in half, 15 minutes is not bad, but cutting that time in half, I think is really where the entertainment factor lies.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh yeah. connect
Stay
with us there.
spoopy, and we shall see you anon.
Bye for now.